Success isn't random. It follows a code. Welcome to the Conant Code, where we break down the strategies, challenge the myths, and uncover the truth in 5 minutes or less. Now, let's crack the code.
Once upon a time, the world's most important conversation didn't happen. There was no sound, no ringtone, no, "Can you hear me now?" There was only silence. And in that silence stood a man obsessed with sound, how it traveled, how it shaped lives, and how it vanished for the people he loved the most. You probably know his invention. You've probably used it today. You might even be holding it in your hand right now. But you may not really know Alexander Graham Bell. Before he was the guy who invented the telephone, he was a teacher, a speech therapist actually, working with deaf children in Boston. His dream wasn't to help people call each other. His dream was to help the deaf see sound. He was trying to make speech visible so that his students who couldn't hear could still understand. The original device he created, well, it didn't work, at least not for that. But what it did do was accidentally become the telephone. Funny how that works. The man chasing one miracle stumbled into another. Now here's where his story gets personal. Bell wasn't just interested in helping the deaf. He was surrounded by silence his whole life. His mother, Eliza, lost her hearing when he was very young. Instead of fading into the background, she leaned in, encouraged his love for acoustics, let him tinker, build, break things, rebuild them. She was his first audience, even though she couldn't hear a word. And then there was Mabel Hubbard, his student, and eventually his wife. She was young, beautiful, brilliant, and completely deaf. Bell fell hard. She believed in him, fought for him. While the world called him a lunatic, she stood by. They faced the usual obstacles of a 19th century love story. She had money, he didn't. Her father objected. He kept inventing. Eventually, they won. They married. Oh, and that same disapproving father? Yeah, he became the first director of Bell Telephone Company. Not so bad. But here's the gut punch. The telephone, the invention that made Alexander Graham Bell a household name, was completely useless to the people who mattered the most. His wife, his mother, his students, all deaf, all unable to use the one thing he gave the world. He created a way for voices to travel across the oceans, but not across a dinner table, not to the women who inspired him, not to the children he dedicated his life to helping. And maybe that's the real story. He wasn't chasing headlines. He wasn't chasing wealth. He was chasing sound for the ones who'd never hear it. The irony? He gave the world a voice and spent his life in silence. And that, my friends, is the Conant Code.
That's it for this episode of the Conant Code. If you got something out of it, share it with a friend, follow the show, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. More insights, more strategies, and more code breaking coming soon. Until next time, keep thinking, keep building, and keep pushing forward.